How's it going? Righto. I've been asked to show you how I do my soft plastics, how I rig them up, and a few little tips and tricks that I'm going to show you. Now, there are blokes out there that know how to do this, but there are blokes and ladies out there that are starting in the lure casting world, and I'm going to try and make their life a little bit easier by showing you how I do certain things. And the way I do things is I try to do it under the KISS principle, as simple as possible, without all the fancy jibe, right? So I'm going to show you how I do my 4-inch paddle tails first, and then we will move on to other lures and how I rig those up. All right, well, we'll start with the 4-inch and let's go. Now, I am 100% BCT, right? All the soft plastics I get from BCT, they all work. I find them very reliable and very, very, very cost effective. So, we'll get one out. Right, 4-inch. We'll get a little hook. Now you can buy all this stuff from BCT, right? Okay, now I'm going to show you the hooks I use, right? Now, for the 4-inch paddle tail, I use the 3/0 BCT. Now this one has the little flashes on the bottom, right? And I'll show you how I rig them. Let's get one of the hooks. God damn it! Get one of the hooks out. So we've got both now. Get one of the hooks out, and that's the fella there. Now it's got a little squiggly tail on it. Now a lot of people hate these things, and I do too, until Dave showed me how to overcome getting these into this soft plastic. Now there's a very elastic soft plastic, so it's got a lot of stretch in it, and it's very hard to get these in. So what Dave put me onto was this fella. Okay. This thing is worth its weight in gold. It's a little soldering iron, okay? Push it forward, it's got little batteries in it. Heat it up. Now you've got to be reasonably quick here. Get it hot. Please note, this does get very hot, right? So you just push it inside the soft plastic. Don't go in too deep, you don't need to, right? Heat it up, take it out. Get your squirrely and screw it in. Very simple. Very, very simple, right? And it's in, just like that. Very simple, no problem at all. Now it'll cool down, and when it cools down, it actually grabs around the spiral. So you're in like Flint then. So then you just do your normal thing, and you connect it up. And there we go. All done. Ready to go. Doesn't take long at all. Okay. Now a 4-inch paddle tail does the trick. Now I'm going to show you how to do a thumper, right, without using a spiral, the easy way. Okay, grab yourself a thumper, and that's these here. I like using these for like the deeper submerged areas, for like Fingermark, your bigger barrows, and I like to slow roll them. And I'll do a video later on how I do it, but anyway, I'm just going to show you how to rig them. Get the packet open. Right. So, okay. Righto, that's your standard thumper. Right. I like these. These are a good lure. And then I get BCT 50, but this one doesn't have a spiral. Sorry, it doesn't have a flasher. Right, but you can quite easily put a flasher on it. Right, no problem at all. And if anybody's keen to see it, well, you just seriously, you just unclip it. It's just a little clip there, and you just clip it down here or clip it there. It's totally up to you. Clip it anywhere you want. Right, I'm going to show you how to rig this the simple way. Okay, get yourself your thumper. Right, heat your little toy up, and you're basically going to put it in through there. Okay, give yourself a bit of meat because you've got a fair bit of neck here to use. Right, so you don't want to go too skinny because it'll just tear out. You want something to hold on to it. Okay, so push it in. Right, push it through. That's done. It melts. Get your hook and get it in there rather quickly because it'll melt. Sorry, it'll cool down, and then that causes a bit of a problem. Right. So that's it there. It'll just sit there like that. And then what you do now is figure out where it's going to sit in the hook. That should come through perfectly. And there it is. Done. Easy as. And it won't go anywhere. Right, so then you can, if you want, you can put your flasher up the front here and it'll just do its thing. The next thing I want to show you is how to repair. Oh no, we won't do that. The next thing I want to show you is how to do the prawn horn. Okay? Righto. What do I need? What do I need? What do I need? All right. I need a treble. Get that out. Okay. So it's just a small treble. I just use the 4/0. It works perfect. So it suits what I do. Okay. So then you'll need your leader. Right. And what I do now is get the hook the way I want it, like that. Stick it in. Stick it into the lure, right? Now remember, in the lure, in there's a rattle. Don't be too concerned about it. You'll feel it, but you need to pull that down like that, right? So it'll come down. Okay. So then we get our leader. Put it through. Right. Lock it off. Done. That's all it is. Simple as. Now, and you trim that off. There's a bloke up in Northern Territory called Gruber. He was the one that designed this. I wasn't. And when I'm fishing, I don't use this. I don't use this in the snags. Otherwise, you're just going to foul up. But like drop-offs, if I'm chasing Fingermark, big barrows where I'm prepared to risk it, in where there's a lot of big logs, I use this a lot. And I rate it very highly. Now, if you want, you can actually put this hook underneath, but there is some risk with doing that, so just be aware of it. Now, every now and then, right, you may get a lure that will tear, right? So let's have a look at this one. Right, this is an old one. I didn't throw it away. Most blokes, they get a tear and they just throw them away. Right, well, I'm going to show you how to save some money and not lose out. Okay. Get your little toy again. Right. Bring your hook down in deep and then just weld it. Get it all melted. And there you go. She's welded and ready to go again. Now, if you catch a barra and it tears again, success. You can just weld it again, no problem. It will, it'll hold up. Now, if you're using, let's say, a paddle tail like this, right, and this keeps tearing out, right, what you do, get yourself some braid, okay, go through 3 or 4 times. I like to go 3-4 times. Go through 4 times if I can get it through. Go through. Okay. Get your lure. I hope you can see it from up there. Put it through. Lay it down. And where it tears, tie it off. And it'll bite into the spiral and done. So you may tear it out where you won't be able to get the spiral in anymore, but it's not a problem. You can do that and it won't come off. Now another thing too, with this, right? We'll just stick that in there for a second so I don't get skewered, right? You can also drill a hole through the bottom of this if you don't want to use spirals, right? And just feed it through. Does exactly the same thing as the thumper, and it'll come through easily. Okay, frogs. How do I set up my frogs? Right. I like to use 5-0, right? These are BKKs, I think. If not, they're a hook. I like to use those. Now what I do is get myself a little bead. You can get these at Tackle World. They're worth their weight in gold. I think you get about you get 70 of them for $10. Worth getting a packet. Okay. What I do next is I cut it in half. Put it inside your hand so they don't fly everywhere. Cut carefully. And you have your two little bits there. Okay. So what we need to do now is get our frog, right? Now these are good. I like these. They're very stretchy, right? They skip very well. They've got a bit of weight about them, and they float. They're a good frog. So get your hook, push it in, take a fair bit of meat, right? Because you want it to sit in the neck of here. Okay, that's too much. Okay, like that. Bring it all the way through and it'll sit like that. Okay. All right, the next thing I do is I get my little half cut bead. Careful not to skewer yourself. Bring it all the way around, all the way to the hook, and it sits there like that. Now that stops the soft plastic from sliding down the hook shank, yeah? And then get your hook, find out where it's going to sit, and pop it in. And you're done. Now, you can set these up two ways. You can set them up for what I call Barramundi configuration, and I just leave it like that, right? Or you can set them up for jacks. Now, the reason I say this is when you start to fish the snags and you're starting to get in deep, the last thing you want is that fouling up on a branch or a stick of any description, right? So it's got to be there. Now, what I do is I grab hold of the flesh, pull it forward, right? And it'll sit inside the flesh. But what happens is when it pulls down, as jacks do, it'll, see how it sits up like that, right? You go, so you can do this all day and you're fine. But once the jack bites down on it, the jack's not fine. Okay? Frogs. Very simple. If you have any questions, give us a call.